Archie's Madhouse, issue 59. Sabrina says to Tommy that his car is going off the tracks again, and he doesn't want to lose another race. He wishes he was small enough to get inside and steer his own car, since he's talking about really small cars right now actually, and not the outright race car from earlier. He doesn't like the look in Sabrina's eyes, because even he's smart enough to know that her magic always backfires. He should have been careful about what he said. She casts a shrinking spell for the both of them while holding the witch's handbook, which doesn't even have an apostrophe after the word witches. Maybe that's how witch grammar is. Somehow even that spell screwed up, and they started growing instead. How can you put a spell in reverse by accident? Her screwing up would make sense if she was always using potion ingredients to cast spells, and had no choice but to do that to use magic, because she'd inevitably forget which arbitrary ingredients to use. Now she casts the shrinking spell correctly. So somehow they manage to climb up something unclimbable, and he gets into the toy race car, which obviously won't be something he could actually steer from the inside, because it wasn't built for that. This would only make sense if Sabrina used her magic to make it that way by accident, out of ignorantly assuming that's how it worked, while she used her shrinking spell. Sabrina even says his brother's at the controls. He'd be the one steering it, no matter what he tried to do. They start out racing everybody, and he admits she was right. I'm guessing things will go wrong for them anyways because of that. She wants to kiss him, and he smartly says to let go because he needs to focus on winning the race. They go off the table because she's an idiot. They hit the window frame and get flung into a boot. Somehow Donald assumes someone's coming to rescue them. They get threatened by a bird and picked up by it. Sabrina asks Tommy for help when she's the witch. He says he'll climb out and rescue her, instead of asking her to just use magic to save the day. She's carried towards the birdhouse, as he says the safety pin might do the trick. At least he'll get to see someone unexpected be useful. He goes up to the bird and tells Sabrina to try to think of the incantation that'll make them normal-sized again. I don't know what's so hard about her immediately pointing and imagining them both as normal-sized, or saying, "Make me normal-sized again." Miraculously, neither of them get attacked by the bird in all the time they're talking, and she has enough time to say the spell, which works just fine even though she said the word big. Tommy's told his car was lost again, and he forgets his brother immediately. He wishes there was only a way they could get a real driver inside this thing. So he doesn't know Sabrina's a witch? She doesn't even try to hide it, nobody seems to care. The story ends with Sabrina and Tommy running away screaming. This story was about Sabrina shrinking herself and Tommy so that they could go inside of a tiny race car. And without Sabrina having to zap first, they're somehow able to control the car just because they're steering it, even though it's a remote-controlled car. And they go through all sorts of trouble as a result, including having to deal with a bird. There's a lot of stories where characters shrink and have to deal with an animal or an insect.